This is day 7, so the 6th day to continue building the LEGO Hocus Pocus set. So I've been sick in the last 2 days, so I have to take some rest. So couldn't make any progress, and hopefully no disaster struck this time. I have checked the camera storage, also recharged my mic. Hopefully nothing get lost this time. So I'm ready to continue the build today. So last time, unfortunately, the storage went out, so there are a couple of things that didn't capture. I think the battery, well, not battery, but the storage went out when I was rebuilding this part. And then after I building, I kind of used the action feature, and I had some very genuine reaction when I saw this happen. But this is a pretty cool action features. I'm not going to repeat it again, because if I try to do the same, I mean, I wouldn't get the same genuine reaction. So it's quite late now, and really want to finish the build so I can, next time kind of maybe building a different set, or do something else related to my free time spending with Lego. So yeah, let's carry on building the Hocus Pocus set. So last time finished back 9, so I think move on to back 10. I should have set up the instruction booklet before I start the camera. Yeah, so need to start from back 10. Sometimes it happens, right? I think maybe I should switch back to use the selfie camera so I can see, what's actually happening. That's one of the reasons. I just heard a beep, and then when I go check the video, it's like, oh no, it's gone. All right, back 10, just like I think the upper side, the roof of this upper side. So hopefully it won't take too long. It's actually pretty humid today. You can see me sweating already. After a hot shower, it felt really hot, and then with the increase of humidity because of the wet weather, just makes it not as comfortable. But as we progress, getting later in the evening should get a bit cooler. So what's happening? My aim is to at least try to build this every day. But of course, as a very ordinary and easy person, you don't really get time to spend on your hobby every day. And it's also unfortunately got sick last Saturday and Sunday. Sunday was more like recovery, so doesn't really have the energy to focus on building Lego sets. But I'm feeling better now. To be honest, on Friday evening, I throat got really dry, and then the next day a sore throat started to develop. I did take my COVID test. It's negative. The only time that you don't really want positive thinking, right? Yeah, I mean, it's good to be back and continue building this so far pretty awesome set. But I still feel a bit sad, some of the talk, didn't really capture. Because what happened is usually you start the video and you kind of just get into rhythm. I mean, if I do more edit and cut, right, then I can probably get all the good parts together, but that's not my intention. It's not really like, hey, making the most entertaining video. It's more like, hey, this is how I spend time as a adult fan of Lego. And here we are. Being sick is not always good. And the other thing is, recently continue with the Netflix series Sweet Home Season 2, so there might be a few days I might just decide to not do any Lego or do anything with Lego and just sit down and continue to watch. It's been, I'm not sure if I have mentioned earlier in the last video, but anyway, um, Season 1 was quite some time ago, so there really are lots of small details, even the recap wouldn't help. But anyway, it got quite interesting. I do want to continue to finish this series, so um, let's see how it goes. But I will try my best to spend more time on building this at least. Uh, then we'll figure it out, what next. And a couple of things in my mind. It's not just about building Lego, right? Being a very ordinary um, adult fans of Lego. It's not just about building, right? One of the major thing is, hey, where I can display the set. Um, None. So the one big part of the whole hobby is to reorganize how you stack your unopened sets and figure out shelf space to display sets you already built. I think in most of the smaller set that I bought for parts or minifigure, those sets not really built for display. So sometimes you can just store into some containers or remove the parts and do something else. But big set like this, I really like to some nice places to display it. So apart from display, cleaning is always, but not always, but also um, a very important part, right? Because otherwise, every single Lego set will look like a Christmas decoration with lots of snow covered. You know what I mean by snow, you know. And then looking for the thing and finding the place that the the right facing part facing outside. And, but yeah, so there are quite a few things to cover, or things that I do with Lego, and there's also important part like browsing new Lego sets or things that announce. In the past, it's get really exciting because hey, you don't have to think about other stuff. You just say, oh yeah, I can afford this. Can't wait to get on day one. But then the situation is gonna change a little bit next year. So there are lots of amazing new sets um, announced lately, and some of the price are really really wow. You know, once you see the price, it's like, yeah, I have to prioritize that. I don't even know if I can get any of those. One set that I definitely will try my best to get is the Chinese New Year one, and also the new minifigure series. Lots of them will depending on how much of my duplicated sets or sets that I decide to offload can sell within the time frame, or just have to hope for a sudden uh, fall of fortunes. But don't count on that one. Count on working hard and making actual funds rather than hoping something happen to get the things you want, or in this instance, I want. But yeah, and you might ask, hey, why don't you do some reaction video or just video uh, commenting, how you feel about the new set? Not really my thing. I'd rather just talk, right? Because otherwise, you need to go capture all those images, and then you have to be careful with those, and you don't end up stepping across the line and getting claimed and things, right? But I'm more than happy to talk about new Lego sets. Yeah, there are lots of things. I think, the Lego Friends stuff, everyone should pay attention on, because there's some very, very cool looking sets from Lego Friends coming in 2024. And the biggest set of all. It's actually Lego exclusive, so it's unlikely that you get a wide release early next year, so that you can hope for some decent discount. So that one have to wait and see, and it kind of tells you, like, the some of the characters, how rich they are, like within the Lego universe. At least they're inviting all the friends to party at their place. And I'm not really a party person. I'd rather not go party. To be honest, I'd rather just stay home and enjoy, my stuff. Not really person like comfortable with interacting with people that I don't know well. And that's kind of contradicting on what I'm doing right now, right? Yeah, I guess it's a little bit different. Here, I'm not interacting with people face to face. There's still some form of interaction, but I feel a bit more comfortable, I guess, just capturing what I'm doing and express my opinion. Um, it's quite different. It's like you're expressing yourself compared to you try to interact with other people. Because it's like, if you don't have a common topic, right? The conversation feel forced, and at some point, then you end up having like the awkward moment of two people just looking at each other with a moment of silence. So where did I get to? Did I get it wrong? Yes, I think so. And this is what happened every time building Lego. In the evening, that make mistake, or last time I kind of discovered a mistake quite late. But it's even not mistake on building Lego, mistake in building Lego as well. Sometimes you really only have one shot, and that's we have to make it count. So. Anyway, what? So you need to build the stuff on the surface, but you can see it's not really just putting onto the bricks. There's some angle to it. So let's see if I can get it right. Anyway, where did I get to? Oh yeah, talking about the humid weather. Sometimes I do think I need to install one or two extra heat pumps, especially upstairs, because I think the heat might not do my Lego set in storage any good. But anyway, and that's expensive. It's always the case with Lego collection. It's like, okay, how should I prioritize the funding, right? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the best person in terms of prioritizing this stuff. Hopefully, doesn't mean I don't prioritize my work aspect, and I don't think so. I think I'm pretty good at prioritization at work, but that's just how I think, right? Have to ask some of the other people at work on what they think. They might have a different answer. That would be interesting. It's like, hey, I think doing a fairly good job, but actually nobody thinks so. That would be shocking. But I think those all kind of reflect in your performance review. Like, to be honest, if you're not doing a good job, then you're not going to get good outcome from performance review. Then how do you define a good performance? That's always the challenge. Sometimes it's hard to quantify. Hey, I did this very well, unless you can measure it. There's no baseline, or there's nothing to compare to, or able to be convincing to say you have delivered the results, especially in software development, right? It's like lots of stuff. It's not like sales or something like that that you can see immediately. You just can't see. And then I picked the wrong piece again. So it's very dangerous. Try to speed through the build, because if I spend like 90 minutes, then I wouldn't have time to get it uploaded. And if I don't get it uploaded, means I'm not able to get my video out in a consistent manner. Well, sometimes being sick, those are unavoidable. But this also brings another interesting question. It's like, hey, if I try to, so hard to keep the consistency, it's like you're adding stress to something I supposed to enjoy, right? And that's not the whole point of this new series of video. So it's like, need to see how everything goes. So this one goes through here, and this is the part where I'm so worried, because there's nothing to support in between. So like, if I try to push it down too hard, the whole thing might collapse. Yeah, this are the parts where it's hard to align. Okay, did I get it right? I think so. Oh, so it's pretty hot right now. Anyway, where did I get to? Shit, totally forgot where I got to. Off the top. But yeah, talk about video. Yeah, I'll see how it goes, because the other thing is, this is about building, and I'm gonna like scrap probably doing like speed build, and but I do still want to do review video. Like, obviously I can talk about how I feel about set, but just like the angle and stuff. And usually I make the review video immediately. I build the set, but then all the feeling is kind of, all the excitement and the thing, it might have a skewed view on the set at that particular time. So once I build it, put aside, and then find time and do review, then everything kind of settles. So for example, the you know magical workshop a few days ago, right? At the moment, it's like, yeah, it's pretty cool gift with purchase. But recently, when I look back at it again, it's like, yeah, it does look nice, and I do appreciate some of those modern techniques on building the some old sets. But that's pretty much it. Like, it's kind of, I mean, Lego is pretty much, it's so obvious that they're going for the nostalgia factor in some of the stuff just, and yeah, really, if you're into, or you have the previous set that, let's say, drives to get you to um, buy the set, I think that's one reason the what's that, the threshold to get that free set is so high. That's, I do think it's beyond ridiculous at that particular price, but hey, I did spend the money and get that. But yeah, I probably will do a review video on that first. But will be after finish doing this lovely set. Um, and probably like, those review video will be slightly shorter than previous review video, like, going through the default format, going through like the price, the piece. Probably not just go straight in, look, hey, today we're gonna go through details and how I thought about this set, blah blah blah. But I do want to get some close up on the minifigures, because for me, right, a major part of my Lego collection and the desire to buy Lego set is really driven by um, minifigures. Like, I mean, big set like this, if I couldn't afford it, missed out and retire, yeah. But I will feel sad about it. But if I miss out a particular minifigure, and then if you want to get one and it's selling at ridiculous price, whether it's Bricklink, whether it's eBay, it's just like, not feeling as good. So for me, right, having, I probably will prioritize buying continue to buy the collectible minifigure series. Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't feel the bag anymore. Previous series I do like feeling and opening the bag, and then the most recent Marvel one, just opening it. But with some of the equipment I bought for buying, well, not buying, but filming this type of video, which probably allow me to open the whole box in this style, I think it will be a lot more entertaining, well, or a bit more engaging than just me talking. Because it's quite important that you do see that person in the eye and maybe you see the face. Not that people like my face. I do think even you think you're not looking that bad, but I don't know, right? People might stumble upon my video and say, who the hell is this guy? And just skip right. Sometimes it just, there's nothing you can change. It's not the way that you talk, or the way that you represent yourself, or whether it's your voice. It's just sometimes you just don't have it in you, you know. But that's not why I'm doing this video. So I don't really care. I'm just capturing all the moments I'm building with Lego sets, and kind of keep it as a record, and then share this with whoever stumble across my videos. And if you get to this point, you should, I should say thank you, right? That you uh, stick with me for this long. Yeah. So this is the other side. It doesn't have the exposed stats to add those texture, but in terms of building experience, it's exactly the same design, so it's a little bit boring because this is not nothing special. As big pieces kind of put together in a very predictable way. It's different to some of the smaller interior details of how I build up the side of the wall or the base or other mechanism. So this part is, compared to the earlier bags, is a lot more straightforward and uh, not as exciting rather than call it boring. It's not like boring. If it's boring, I probably just stop and just get someone else to build it. But it's definitely not as engaging as the other parts that I built earlier. And once again, to put this in here. So this one is a lot easier to push in because this is how it's set up. I just messed up on this side, so that's okay. So and then I think we need to build the thing or linking the two sides now. So we've got two long bricks here, and just making sure that they all align in the same direction. And then it's fairly simple from here. I think we will progress a lot. Well, not a lot. Because what time? 10:25, I think. I don't know. Because the other thing that I'm worried is this phone powering the LED looks like the battery is draining quite fast. I wonder if I can turn off the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and then drop the screen light. Hopefully, that will save some battery. Because if the light went out, then I think I have to stop. So here, like, you need to count how many. 2, 4, 5 at least. So it's 2, 4, 5. Sometimes I have to do this because the instruction is not entirely clear. Well, it's not like I can just spot it and put it in the right place. Maybe that I'm just not good enough. So this goes into here. I think one thing with this set right now, some of the parts that are really nice in the first floor and I guess really hard to access. Even you open this side up, right? Just you're not going to reach that much. Anyway, we can revisit once we building the complete the whole thing. Or did I miss something? Because I've got 2 extra chain that seems to do they really give you extra chains nowadays? I don't know. That seems weird. Seems like I didn't miss anything. Well, I don't mind because I love the chain pieces like this. There are lots of things that you can do with little chains. Like you can, if you feel like it, you can just, chain up the minifigures, right? Not that I have any malicious intent or having some weird fetish, but it's just what you can do with minifigures. And now we're building the roof, and there's still no minifigure to build in this one. So they're really saving the final few minifigures till the very end. I think there were 15, I think roughly 15, the number backs up to 15, so now it's 11, right? Yeah, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's probably it. I don't know if I should play this so far for me. That would be another disaster to actually find the right pieces. And I think we can get to back 12 today. Let's just hope the lights doesn't went out. Because if lights went out, then I think I might have to plug the line into the receiver of the microphone or something like that. But I really don't want to do that because that means I might mess up some other stuff. Well. There's always a lesson to be learned. And this is the lesson I'm gonna learn. Hey, filming things like this seems easy, but actually it's not that easy. There are lots of unexpected things might happen, but mostly just to do with preparation. Because I could have, the other phone I could have checked the battery. I did have to worried, but should have connected the charger. Anyway, throat getting dry, so I need to get a drink. Interesting how they have so many tiles on the roof. Something new. It's always good to experience something new. Yes, as I mentioned in earlier videos, it's like, hey, when you get to a point, you build quite a few Lego sets, lots of things. It's like, yeah, I've done it before, and then it's just not as exciting as some other thing that you kind of experience it the first time. So, what are the other builds that I really look forward to? It's still the Rivendell. It's a bit expensive. I mean, if I don't buy those smaller sets throughout the year, I could have afforded like quite a while ago. But then, when you say very good deal, it's hard to resist, right? And get to a point where, yeah, funding is getting really tight. What else? With big size, this set is interesting. It's not big. I think it's just the right size. So it's quite easy to, let's say, split the build across few days, finish, get back up to the room and take it all back, right? Imagine it's something much more bulkier, bigger, and much more heavier. I think, most of the modular buildings are still around this size, and that's okay. Things that are a little bigger depending on the design. So if you say, hey, I'm building the roller coaster or something like that, then it's gonna be a nightmare to like move the stuff up and down. And really, I can't just leave it here because either you're gonna make other people in the household angry, or you are tempting the toddlers to destroy it. I mean, my kids won't destroy it, but because they're quite young, 2 years old, trying to understand what it is, curiosity, might lead to disaster for me. I mean, it's not going to like it's Lego, right? So it's not going to be like other plastic model that break and you can't recover it. But imagine, you spend 5-6 hours. You're about to complete the next epic build and just fall apart. When you figured out at which point that you can start rebuilding, right? And those aren't fun. Okay, I didn't miss anything. I just carry on with quite a few small pieces. I really want to get to back 12, but I think I'm gonna stop after this one, just because I'm still kind of recovering from the sickness. I don't want to build this too late, and of course work tomorrow as well, right? I need to drive out early, so yeah, it's not ideal if I build past 11:30, because there are lots of things after filming it. Even the import to the phone takes time, so yeah, I don't really want that to take too much time, so everything has to be quick. I don't hear anything, so hopefully the phone is still on. I didn't run into a storage problem. I did clear lots of stuff, so yeah, if I keep it under an hour, likely that I will survive the filming for today, because it will be so shocking to have 2 days in a row that I lose significant amount of footage. Again, the building part, skip, that's fine. But some of the thing that I talked about, I just can't. It's very difficult to remember all the exact words and try to repeat it. So those would be the thing that I don't really want to lose it. Yeah. And to be honest, I'm starting to get sleepy again. Have I completed? No, there's a few steps. This is what happened. Again, I was trying to speak through while I can't really cope with the speed, and tends to make mistakes or missing something. That's very common, to be honest. Anyways, so far really enjoy the building of this part. Hopefully this is just this side, one side, because I have a feeling maybe, I don't think so, because most of the parts already been used. So it's more like bed 12 will be the other side, rather than A11 you kind of build this 2 times. But yeah, I'm not sure. Did I miss something? There's one piece. There's some piece here. I don't think so. It went under. I couldn't find. Oh, it's right under. You see, that's often happens when building Lego. But yeah, but this always happens. Like building a spaceship with the left and right. There's always parts where it gets repetitive just because it has to. Isn't you really can't work around that. I mean, for house. Like, you can say, hey, the other side a bit worn out, so the exterior detail is a little bit different, but then in the general concept of things, you know, the base wouldn't change. So lots of things like yeah, it's just doing it, the same time. Um, but that's that's one thing about Lego that you just can't change. And what? Oh, no, this one should read the instruction much more carefully. It's like, hey, look, this missing one stud space, so now and I don't have the big brick separated with me. Now I have to definitely have to stop at back 11. This schoolboy mistakes like this that cost me time and effort to fix what I incorrectly built. And then it's a bit of an effort to get this one by one tile out. I don't know if is this just me, because it's like, yeah, usually I don't need to separate stuff, so I have too many brick separator, right? So every time brick separator, after taking it out and build a few things, I just put in the storage and never get it out again, and then end up in a situation where you need it. This one's still okay. There are some worse example where you really need a brick separator, then I have to go up, get one, come back down. Really don't want to do it in such a humid night, because it will get really sweaty. And turning Lego to a real workout. Building Lego shouldn't be a sweaty workout. Organizing Lego will be a quite heavy workout. And I'm looking for the piece that I can't find again. Maybe it's under here. Yeah, exactly. That's right under there. And now I'm gonna flip it around to build stuff underneath, so to make it more stable. Yep. Feeling lack of energy in my arm, because do I need to really press this hard? I don't think so. It should just feed into it. But sometimes you just want to, make sure that it's secure and then apply excessive pressure to it. Because it's all the brown pieces, according to most people experience, you don't want to apply too much pressure onto. I think it's fine when it's new. I think it's more become a risk. Let's say if you bought this set now, but you're not going to build it for, let's say, a few years, and you don't have proper storage like me. So yeah, the external factor might makes it easier to break. Anyway, so we need to get 2 of this done. Wait. So I don't need to do this yet. Okay. I wonder how it connects to the other side. Wait, so another thing that I need to do. There's too many black pieces. I can't see. I wish, one day I could just film me building in a earlier time of the day. Like I'm less prone to sleepiness. It can happen, but it's a negotiation. Okay. Alright, so I can flip it around now. So it's on the side of the chimney. And is there any hole to press that in? Okay, okay, so it's on this side and then so supposed to plug in the hole like this and then close it like that. So let's see if I can do this easily. Okay. Oops. Oops. Okay. Hmm. Ugh. Got the angle wrong. This side's supposed to be down. That's why I said, hey, no way, it's not feeding. Well, well, well. So many mistakes. Wait. So it's like this. Okay. It's getting a bit embarrassing anyway. So, hey, dude, do you really know how to build Lego? Okay, now it's perfectly fitted. Now this is interesting because typically most of these houses kind of have the roof in different ways. Compared to this is something new, um, which I quite appreciate. So this is pretty cool, even though I make a mistake, but this is pretty cool. So what's next though? Because I'm not gonna get the other side until back 12, right? So just sliding it down. So basically the next thing is adding more uh, texture and details onto the chimney. So here it is. And then this part again is a bit repetitive compared to the parts that you built earlier on the chimney because it's exactly the same, but what can you do about it? Like, with some of the building details, it's gonna happen. Um, Sometimes I miss the day where I could just continue to build non-stop, right? Um, but I don't think that can happen anytime soon. Maybe during Christmas. I'm not sure. There's no way that I can, spend a whole day without looking after the kids. I'm getting really sleepy. I'm struggling to stay awake. Not because the build not interesting. I think it's just fatigue is catching up. Okay, I need to get this through the hole and then press it. So now the chimney looks a bit more better. This is really cool, man. Now those irregular texture. I just add the leaves first. And then which part? This thing is like, yeah, you really need to have like the exact angle. I don't think so. Just take it easy. If you try to be too obsessive with the right angle, you will never get it right because it's never like, I mean, it's not going to fall down or something like that. But when you move the set or building other thing, like you might accidentally touch it, and the position might move maybe 1 to 4 degrees or something like that. Just let it be, right? Because this is not a perfect house. This is supposed to be a house that's a bit worn out, so it's not as important as something looks perfect. And then now I need to add some spider web underneath the roof. But this is a bit difficult because it's pretty dark. You don't really see what's inside. Is it the right position? No, I think it's this way. Yep. And I've got the spider here. If you look at the spider size, always compared to minifigures, huge. Okay, now I got the spider there. I just need to push it up a little bit, so right on the roof. And this is pretty cool design as well. And then what's next? Okay, I need to build 2 cage with 2 skeletons. That's what the chains are for. So let's build it by building the 2 cages simultaneously. There's 2 cages, not Nick Cage. I need to stop talking things like this, right? People will start commenting. You go get out, because it's not funny at all. It's just anyway. I find it funny though. Not 2 cages. Well, 2 cages, but not Nick Cages. Okay. There's small pieces you sometimes got the hole on the other side, like them all facing the same way. So another thing that slows me down building this awesome Lego set. And then I lost track of where the holes are. Damn, this sentence sounds weird, right? Sometimes this happening. I just realized, hey, while I'm talking, building, or while I'm building Lego and doing some talks, right, I realized that sometimes there's some really interesting, but at the same time, sometimes there's something weird. If you don't have the context or just pick up from this particular spot, it's like, what the heck is this guy even talking about? But I guess this is me. Like or not, this is me. Oh, another thing is like last night, still the fever just came down and tried to sleep well. Really struggled to actually fall asleep. I think by the time I fall asleep it's 2 a.m. And then because I need to get to work, I have to leave quite early, so I kind of, wake up at 4 or something like 4:40. So then didn't really get much sleep, so it's not really that good, right? Considering that just recover from sickness. Okay, now I did put the bars into it, so to make the cage. And this type of things happening. you want to push it right through, but if you apply too much pressure and everything breaks apart. When you need to put something into something, you don't want to go in too hard. That's gonna hurt. And what the heck I'm talking about again? I don't think. Today's talk not really good. I think it must be the Panadol. Or is it? I think I'm just making an excuse, right? Maybe that are things that I want to talk about. I'm just trying to make excuses to deny it. But I'm getting there. I think Bag 11 will be completed soon. Which means it's likely another 2 days, I think, 2 or 3 days of building this set, which is way longer than I would have anticipated. Well, it is what it is. At least, so far the build has been enjoyable. It's not like it's really difficult or really repetitive. That's the most important thing. And I'm already thinking, hey, once I finish this, what's the next one I should build, right? Or should I do some tidy up? I think, after building this and then spend a day just prep a review video, then, the next thing I should do really is to do some reorganization, because there's still things that I need to sort out in my room, so that I can do a bit more stuff rather than just build Lego and then figure out where should I place it. So yeah, I think this is it's not completely new, but it's quite fun to create these cages. Most of the other different themes or different sets already have cages like this, and they all build differently, well, slightly differently, but it's very similar. It's all used a similar base. I think it's just the bars that connect the top and the bottom are slightly different, but the general concept is the same. So this set already have 3 skeletons. It's getting really spooky. Unfortunately, yeah, should have get this before Halloween and do this series of videos during Halloween, and it will be a lot more compelling, I guess, to a wider audience. I think the final part is to okay, so they don't have the connection. I just need to put the minifigure in and then close the cage off. I might just so just do it like this before I place the skeleton inside, otherwise it will fall out. That wasn't my intention. Okay. this is really tight for a minifigure, so it's definitely not going to be comfortable or something like that. But here what it is, you've got two chains, and this is going to attach to the right place, and it's supposed to go behind the pig. So this is looking like this, and looking really cool. And then yeah, so the next part is doing this side of the roof, but I'm calling a day that I think I still need to recover, so without pushing the limit, so I don't end up getting sick again and then the whole thing get delayed. So look forward to build the rest of it tomorrow. I think there's still this much of the instructions, so that not that much. Like if I just focus on building it, it's probably 90 minutes work. So if I get to finish all the stuff quite early, then maybe I can actually get to the point that I really want to get to. So far here it's quite refreshing. The next part is going to be very similar, but still interesting how the roof is set up, and then there's a little bit of different decoration around. So yeah, I'll pick up tomorrow again, and time to go to bed.